I'm going to stand here, although I don't know how to play this instrument, so I'm not going to try. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to your space, to your home. I want to thank those words of inspiration. My wife's a poet. I'd love to get a video of your very powerful delivery of those amazing messages. And I want to salute you as the guardians of tomorrow. Let me thank everyone who's made this amazing space a reality. Right, it's very exciting to see this, and the energy here, the positive energy and the love here is really, really wonderful. And the snorkel mask, I got no idea what that's about. It's upside down. I want to thank the 14 organizations who've come together, represented by the 14 members of the steering group, the 7 institutional organizations who've supported, of course, SIF, our dear friend Kate Hampton, for having the vision to support you. I want to thank the amazing youth leaders in the champions team, Shivi, Jabri, and Amanda, the 7 children leaders that we've been able to support to come here, and all of our youth fellows. So today I'm talking to you in my capacity as the UN Climate Change High-Level Champion. It's such a long title, even after 3 years, I have to take time to remember it. And my job is to work with what the UN system calls non-state actors, so everyone except the parties, so businesses, banks, civil society, grassroots organizations, cities, states and regions, where all of the energy and the dynamism and the power to drive change comes from. And I just met Lissy Priya, who's 11 years old, so I've been working on this for 4 years more than her age. So I've got a sense of where momentum is building, where things are going well, and where we still have much to do. And of course, overall, we're massively off track. But I just want you to hear loud and clear that in these 15 years, one thing that has consistently changed is the growth and the growth and the growth of your voices, of your numbers, and of your sophistication in being agents of change. So I want to thank you for that. And you do that in multiple different ways. I think sometimes you are portrayed as just the protesters on the streets, and you do that, and that helps. It opens up the political space. I have seen ministers of major economies take note of the magnitude and the clarity of your voice and say everything's different now. So please, we are not on track, but you have to keep hope and keep acting. Everything you do changes the trajectory in the future. You won't always see it, but together we are very strong, and together, and only together, can we win this crisis. One thing that I take great pleasure from, as I say, is this growing sophistication and seeing the way that you engage with the very complex process of multilateralism, and the even more complex process of how do we transform the entire energetic and material basis of global civilization so that it's net zero, resilient, and just. This is an unbelievable task we have ahead of us, and as I say, and your role varies from being the engineers, the architects, the negotiators of today and tomorrow, to being those who hold up a mirror like Sophia did at the high-level event, opening the Action Agenda, imploring world leaders to stop lying. I think that I want to end just by reflecting on the way that you are becoming recognized as a stakeholder in the future. Not everywhere. I mean, you see, I remember a couple of years ago, I walked into the hall in the UNFCCC in Bonn, and I saw the family photo from when the Paris Agreement was signed. Almost no women represented there. That hasn't moved much. But there are more and more young people, children and youth involved in delegations and involved in processes. So I think we're seeing progress. And this pavilion is testament to everybody that you're here and here to stay. And I want to say that the high-level champions are really committed to doing whatever we can do to work with you to help continuing to find ways to slot into decision-making processes inside, but more outside the negotiating process, given our role. And I want to end with three thoughts for most impactful youth engagement. Let me, as someone who's old enough to be the father of everyone here, let me share some requests. The first one is Do be strident and passionate. Don't lose that. But never make this an intergenerational war. You are in a minority in your generation. I'm in a minority in my generation. Above all, we need global solidarity for all of us who are committed to transforming the system. Do ask awkward questions and call out bullshit. But don't make blanket statements that say every politician is this or every business person is that. Find those who are doing good things and praise them. We have a deficit of love in the world, and those who are really trying to make a difference need to be called out as well and thanked. And those who are bullshitting and not trying to call out need to be called out and criticized. And finally, be forensic in your research and specific in your requests. Leaders, whether it's city leaders, ministers, CEOs, are all hugely stressed. Their time is very, very compressed. If you give blanket requests to them to make the world a better place or to improve their business or their city, it's very hard for them to engage with it. One thing I learned in Paris when I went leading the Women Business Coalition was to be very, very specific about the ask, because then you can catch the attention in the language of the leader you're engaging with and empower them to be part of the solution and run with us. So let me end by thanking you for everything that you're doing. We really are here at the beginning of the focus on implementation. The high-level champions with our big group of partners launched a year ago the Breakthrough Agenda for Mitigation Goals for 2030. And 2 days ago, Minister Shukri with us launched the Sharm el-Sheikh Adaptation Agenda, very specific goals of what we need to achieve by 2030. So not just abstract goals, but 15 million hectares of mangroves restored, for example. We just launched the mangroves restoration this morning. So that degree of specificity and working towards those goals in every region of the world is what we need to tackle this crisis together. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your noise. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. Let's make this the first COP where every year we ratchet up our ambition and action together to solve this crisis. Thank you.